Well, if that introduction can't get you going on Tuesday morning, nothing will. Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of what's the name? First Family of Las Vegas' daily free winner show. We're just having fun already. Brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sportsmo. What an amazing panel today. Let's bring them on. They're a good-looking bunch. They're also documented winners, both at Sportsmo and at WagerTalk. Let's go around that horn. Good morning, Adam Trigger, Dr. Chuck, and Jeff Michaels. Let me start with Adam Trigger. Adam, that is not a green screen. You're in Vegas. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm at Circa. I got this great view from my room, and it was better than the bed or the couch. So I said, you know what? It's going to go in and out, but I think it looks cool. So we got stadium swim back here, and yeah, I'm in Vegas for another day.
Great stuff.
Yeah,
we had a good time. We ran at the end of the night. We hung out with Adam over at the Raider game the other day.
We did.
Had a lot of fun. It's always a good time when you're around Adam. He's as charming in person as he is on the air, and it comes through pretty darn good on the air. And he's just a sweet person. And by the way, where I come from, sweet is a good thing. He's just the sweetest guy, and we really had a good time with him. We hung out with him for a bit the other day, met some of his good friends, some great people, some great, crazy New Yorkers, which is redundant. Great stuff. We had a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll be with him at the game tonight. I did tell him before I wasn't going to say anything on the air. Dad's not feeling well today. I'll have a heads up a little bit later for Adam, and I know some of the people on the Sports Memo were a little concerned already. Dad lives with us. He's 90. He has good days and bad days. But if you think that I'm opinionated, loud, obnoxious, I'm going to tell you now. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Dionne, am I right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
My father. By the way, my father's still gambling. He's a gambler. He don't gamble. He's a gambler. There's a difference. And he still likes 22-year-old cocktail waitresses. I'll tell you that. He's 90, right?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Anytime he goes out on a date with one, we run into them later around, and always tell him, I'm not calling you mom. I'm 3 times your age. Anyway, sports fans, good morning to Dr. Chuck. How are you?
Good morning to you guys. Glad to be here. As you can see, Jeff and I don't have that view in dreary Ohio, so we block it out. Make sure it's not like that beautiful Las Vegas early morning here in Ohio. So we don't like to show that. So this is
I got you. By the way, my good friend Dr. Chuck, he's going to be putting his 12-1 ATP record on the First Family Show on the line today. I'll tell you what, between Dr. Chuck and Pavlos.
Yes.
I haven't bet all of Dr. Chuck's plays. I think I bet 6 or 7. I won every one.
You can't find him, right?
No. I don't play women's sports. No, anyway. Oh, I'm kidding. No, I don't. No, I've only played 6 or 7, and I won every one. Pavlos, I think I played 12 or 13, won every one. So you guys, I just every time I put them in, it's like I got to make sure I get them in. Want to root that in for you. We're happy to have Dr. Chuck here. My good buddy, we're doing a lot of Sports Memo TV content. My good buddy Jeff Michaels. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I think we block it out as much as you guys don't have to see it. I think we block out our windows too, so we don't have to look outside and see the snow that has now started to fall in Ohio. So
is that Stephen?
Jeff, I'm heading back to. It might be. I don't know who's back there. I think it's. I'm heading back to Syracuse in a couple of days, so I'll be right in it with you guys. So this is short lived for me.
Yeah.
Great. Enjoy it while you can.
Adam, just to piss everybody off back home, you should jump down by the stadium swing, put a little suntan lotion on, grab one of those foo-foo umbrella drinks, and take just a picture like this. Just a picture of everybody back home. Just real quick, guys. I bought my house December of 89 here when I was 20, and Dice loves that. I moved out here July of 90. Now, the following December, you guys are going to kick out. The following December, living in Little Italy, we had, we had a lot of benefits. But we also lived a very nice life, even though we were in an inner city neighborhood. I'll leave it at that. But we did a lot for charities and food and homeless and people in need and our police. And we did a lot for fires. Well, Dice loves that. And we did a lot for people in need. And every year I did a drive for food, clothing, money for homeless. And every year I would go to Grand Central Station, sports fans, and literally I would go with 30, 40, 50 people. But we raised thousands. We raised, when I tell you, truckloads. Now, we had a connection with the New York Post. It was a union. My grandfather started the newspaper mail delivery union. My father was a union boss. But we used to get post trucks filled. Now, those are the newspaper delivery trucks filled with clothes, filled with food, filled with even sometimes we used to give them a little wine here and there because, you know, everybody needs to get a little tipsy during Christmas, and money and clothing and stuff. We used to go down there. So the first year that I was here, the first December, it's a true story. I just called the club back east that I used to hang out in, and they put me on speakerphone, which is rare because back in those clubs, you don't want anything on speaker. But they said, "Hey, Joe, how you doing? We miss you. It's not the same. The drive ain't the same without you. Oh, we wish your father. How's everything?" I said, "What you up to?" I said, "I'm in the pool." They said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm in the pool." Last time I spoke to those guys, they were so pissed off at me. It was December, and I was in the pool. We had like 80-degree weather. I was in the pool. So just having to tell you guys that, coming from New York, Dionne's a Chicagoan, we don't miss that weather at all. I can tell you that.
If I want to see the snow, I can hop in the car 45 minutes to Mount Charleston, see the snow for a little bit, turn around, come right back.
You want to see the snow? I'll rent you It's a Wonderful Life. That's all I got to say from you. All right, guys, we're in one of those movies. Guys, a little bit of fluff today, not much, and we got a ton of free winners for you. I live in Las Vegas. I've been writing for the Review Journal for 18, 19 years. It's a great paper. It's a major paper. It's the only major paper here in the state of Nevada. I got to read this. Unwavering support, guys. Mark Davis is fully satisfied with Josh McDaniel's job so far. His job at what? They got the second worst record in the NFL. This propaganda. This is like World War II propaganda. I'm going to tell you right now, this is ridiculous. They're happy now, but on a nice note, people are starting to go to no-golden night games because they're winning a game. They forgot about them again last year, I'll tell you that. But they're back going to the games. You know, I got to tell you, I love Las Vegas. The people that are real Las Vegans, they love sports. They come. But a lot of people here, guys, because I first moved here, the Running Rebels, the best basketball team ever. Those tickets were going for $5,000, $10,000 a ticket, courtside in 88, 89. Okay, guys, you can get Super Bowl tickets for half that right now. So I'll tell you that 40 years, 35, 30-some years later. I will tell you this. 2 years later, when they weren't winning anymore, we had like Raleigh Massimino, whoever, we had a little slew of guys a few years later, you know, after Tark left. I went to a game, and we saw more visiting jerseys than Rebel jerseys. Vegas is a fickle place. Even, Adam, when we were at the game, the Raiders game the other day, there was a lot of blue.
A lot of blue. Yep.
You know, I was at the opener for the Ravens. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you, there was a lot of purple. I'd say 30, 40%. Last year, we were there for the Bears.
We were there for the Bears.
I would say half and half.
I would actually say that there was probably more Bears fans than there was Raider fans that game.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a good chance for people from Chicago to come out here and shake that weather there back east too. You know, but it's that's why Vegas is great because you know you get a lot of visiting teams. But I got to tell you, I got to read this stuff. Do you think what is Mark Davis going to say? You say no, you suck. I mean, but this is propaganda. You suck. Get rid of him. I told you, Dr. Chuck. I don't know if you watched the show yesterday. The NFL is implementing a new little thing, a little protocol. They're going to hire each week a high school football coach to go against Josh McDaniels, see if they can beat him. I got to tell you, man, it's amazing. This guy, his in-game decisions are horrible. And I got to tell you guys, Derek Carr is horrible. He's absolutely horrible.
He needs Tim Tebow. Right?
He needs something. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you something. Just for the Raiders, I'd approve steroids. I'll tell you right now. And they still lose. They're horrible. So having said that, I do want to bring up one nice thing, one positive thing. I'm always positive. First thing in Las Vegas, we did the Family Affair show last week on Friday. Her underdog outright winner, and she's been killing it on those. She said an 11-point dog is going to win outright. And the comments came in. You're crazy. I don't agree with you. I always like what you say, but I think you're wrong. We had 5 or 6 people say, I'll book it. Oh, man, I'll give you whatever you want. They're
like, there's no way in hell that they're going to outbeat them. You are out of your mind. And guess what?
The Washington Commanders win outright. You know, Philadelphia Eagles are a good team. But look at their schedule. And they got a lot of luck this season. The Commanders, not a lot of pressure. A coach who, plays. Plus, they kept the time of possession. So, hats off to Washington. Hats off to Dionne.
And I actually went 2-0 on the first family show. Yeah. I took 2 Washington on the family affair. I took
Washington,
two Washington teams, Washington State.
But Dionne also, I had the Commanders myself last night. I bet them pretty good. But I also threw a few bucks on them at 4-1 on the money line because I saw what she saw. And you know what? Ha ha! You Philly suckers. And by the way, Philadelphia fans, Cheese Whiz don't go on a cheesesteak. You put real cheese. There you go. I said it. Having said that, guys, Dale's got a couple of discounts she wants to bring out there. And then we're going to get into today's free winners. And we got some great free winners from documented winning cappers. That's Sports Mellow Winchester. Dionne, the floor is yours.
Thank you. And do you know what today is?
Tell me what today is, Dawn.
Today is $2 Tuesday. That's right. Your $2 cappers over at Sports Memo are going to be Joe D'Amico, Dan Kaiser, and Kevin Thomas. You can get all of their 5% plays for just $2 a piece, or you can get all three for just the low price of $5. And over at the WagerTalk, you have the Gold Sheet, who has his $2 play. I believe his is also a 5% play. Mm-hmm. But over at WagerTalk, their 5% plays are like our 10% plays. So that is their top play for the day. So don't forget, $2 a piece. Joe D'Amico, Dan Kaiser, Kevin Thomas, or all three for $5 over at Sports Memo. And over at WagerTalk, the Gold Sheet for $2. And we also do have another new discount going on this week that just started yesterday. You can get a 7-day all-access pass for just $69. All you have to do is use code MEMO7 upon checkout. And that is good for all of the cappers over at Sports Memo. And it is also good for all of the WagerTalk First Family guests that are on this show. That is good for Tokyo Brandon, Adam Trigger, Tony Mejia, and Jimmy Adams. So make sure you get those before they do disappear.
Now, guys, before we go and give out free plays, and if you miss anything on the show, if you're coming late, you're not going to hear what I'm saying now anyway. But we're going to run down all the free plays again at the end of the show. We'll run them down. But I want to say something. Our good friend Joe Macchia, Dionne, I love you. I put my faith in you again, and you bailed me out Monday night. You seemed so confident in watching and went straight out. I love
thank you, Joe.
Guys, I want you to know there's 2 D'Amicos on this panel. You can say some nice stuff about me once in a while. Anyway, guys, Dionne, you deserve that. You did great.
Thank you.
And Joe,
You're
we love
very
you.
welcome, Joe.
Guys, we're going to keep listening to her again today. She's on fire. All right, without any further ado, we got some free winners for you. We're going to start out with the prettiest person on this panel. I got to tell you, Adam's a good-looking guy. No offense to Chuck Jeff for me, but Adam's a good-looking guy. Dionne's doing great work. You know, she's. You won another hockey game yesterday?
I did.
What is your hockey running right now?
My hockey right now, I am on a 6-2 run. My last 8 hockey plays.
There you go. NBA.
I did not have any NBA yesterday, but
I
also had.
There.
I am, and I also won my football game yesterday.
Oh, no, all right. Enough now. All right. This is the Joe and Dionne show. It's not the Dionne and Joe show. All right. Anyway, guys,
this is my highlight reel right now.
I love you. Well, you deserve all the acting. You know, our friend Pete Rose. We know we're good friends with him. Dionne's friends with him. You know, I go back on 30. She goes back on 22 since you were mate. And he always says it ain't bragging if you can back it up. And honey, you're backing it up. You're doing great work over at Sports Memo. She's going to tell you what she's been doing, what she's going to be doing, and she's got another free winner for you for tonight's MAC action. Dionne, take it away.
Thank you. And as Joey did mention, right now I am a top leaderboard fixture in profit the last 3 days in all sports at 7-3 with a profit of 15.20. I am also the #1 NHL capper the last 3 days in winning percentage and profit over at Sports Memo. And over the last 8 days, 8 hockey releases, I should say, I am 6-2 at 75% with a profit of 16.40. And tonight I have my NHL slap shot play and my NHL hat trick play, both posted right now for just $7 a piece. And for today's free play, guys, Ohio needs to win here tonight to ensure their shot in Toledo in Detroit for their conference championship on December 3rd. The Bobcats, they lead the MAC East at 5-1. However, Bowling Green and Buffalo are right behind them at 4-2. They are striding, winning their last 5 contests straight up and covering their last 6 in a row. They face a Ball State team that not only doesn't have a chance at the title game, they don't have a chance at bowl eligibility either. Facing the Cardinals is just what the Bobcats need as they come in here extremely confident, not just because they are rolling, but also because they have dominated BSU, winning and covering the last 3 matchups. With the win here and also a Toledo victory over Bowling Green tonight, they will ensure themselves a conference title game today. On both sides of the ball, they rank amongst the best in the MAC. This doesn't bode well for Ball State, which own one of the worst scoring teams in the conference. While they do have a good ground game, I don't see their shaky quarterback, John Paddock, having too much success in the air and also not making mistakes, which has been an issue all season. So I like the number here. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the points with Ohio Bobcats minus the 4 today.
Partially in Las Vegas over 4 months. Her free plays between this show, Family Affairs show, College and Pro Football shows. For over 4 months, over 80%. She's a winner on fire. NHL, NBA, you had a good college and pro football weekend, picking your clients up, a couple of big winners, a couple of big, she's doing great. Go over after the show, follow her. She is a winner. She's got, this discount, this 7-day, all sports, $69 is just amazing. Whether you have $20 a game or $20,000 a game, this one will make you a nice return. You come back for a longer stay and follow maybe one or more of your favorite cappers.
Especially with all the sports that are going on right now. There's so much going on.
You're doing 5 sports now.
I'm doing 5.
Good stuff. Let's bring everybody back on. We're going to go to my good friend, Jeff Martin. Jeff and I do a lot of Sports Mammal TV content, and I have a lot of fun with Jeff. We always have a lot of fun, a good time, but he always brings it, and he's all over the Sports Mammal leaderboards. He's doing great work in multiple sports. He's going to tell you what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing, and he's got another free winner for you. Jeff, the floor is yours, buddy.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. It's definitely been a hot start to the college basketball season. We're a perfect 6-0 on the year, 8 straight going to back to last year, and 13-1 in the last 14. I wasn't really thinking about it, guys. Adam, Joe, if you guys make it to the game tonight, we'll see who you're rooting for. But gave it out as a premium play today, too. So I'm bringing it back, talking college basketball for the free play. And I'm talking about the game that they may be attending tonight. But I'm looking at Dayton minus the 4.5, taking on those UNLV Rebels we were talking about earlier. There's a couple big advantages that I'm looking at towards Dayton in this game. First of all, they absolutely have dominated the boards. They're averaging 43 rebounds per game through the first 2 games. And UNLV is struggling. They're grabbing under 33 boards a game on average. But the second thing is that height is the scoring aspect, too, in the paint. UNLV is going to struggle down there scoring in the paint as well. UNLV does have some pretty impressive depth when you look at their roster and the names and players that they can put out there. But the height and the inside presence isn't something that they possess quite as well, especially in comparison to this Dayton team. Plus, UNLV brings back just 1 starter this season, which is something that obviously teams can overcome, but you're not bringing in the huge recruiting classes. You're not bringing in the huge names. And it takes some time for those people to click and those new names to mesh. And Dayton comes into this game with 5 returning starters. That's a big advantage and part of the reason that they found themselves in the top 25. And one of the biggest advantages, in my opinion, is just the 2 games that these 2 teams have played. I mean, Dayton's played a noticeably better schedule so far through 2 games than UNLV, who's played a bottom Division I team and a team that's not even in Division I ball. While Dayton's coming off a legitimate win against an SMU team that may be better than this UNLV team. They held both their opponents under 34% shooting, and they beat SMU by double digits. I like Dayton minus the points here tonight. So hopefully you guys aren't too high on the UNLV Rebels tonight in the basketball matchup.
There you go, my good buddy, Jeff Michaels. Always makes you laugh, Dayton. Guys, Jeff's doing some great work over at Sports Memo. Jeff, why don't you tell everybody what you got on the premium side, please?
Yeah, I do. Actually, this college basketball play is my top play, but I do have a 3-pack up with an NBA and an NHL play in there too. So get this college basketball, but you're getting 2 more plays for just $15 up there.
And Jeff, I just want to give you, behind the curtain, the great and powerful Oz over here. I want to tell you though, outside of the Yankees, the other day, I had the Colts. I dressed up in Raiders stuff. Went to the Raiders game.
Me too.
Yeah. I think I got caught by somebody sitting behind us. I said something.
You kind of had to do like one of those little like golf claps. Like when they scored a touchdown, you kind of had to just go like this so that you weren't really cheering, but you kind of had to so that. I wanted to tell you,
I didn't look at the game. I didn't look at this game. I looked at a couple of other college basketball games. Didn't look at this, but Jeff's doing great work, guys. After the show, go over to Sports Hall, follow him. He's a winner. You'll follow him to the bank. I'm going to go to my good buddy, Dr. Chuck, who's making a house call today. Guys, when you're sick, you go to a doctor. When you're losing in sports betting, you go to Dr. Chuck. Guys, his tennis record on this show, 12-1. That's documented. You just go back to his last 13 appearances here because he's given out a lot of tennis. But I've got to tell you, he's a winner in multiple sports, you know. Yeah, and this is why I really do love Sports Medal and WagerTalk cappers. We have somebody tailor-made for you. Dr. Chuck puts out a lot of variety out there. Different sports, a lot of plays throughout the day. You want action, he's your guy. But you want to win no matter what, and he is a winner. And you know, there are certain guys. I'd rather go 1-0 or 0-1 for the day, for that matter. Dr. Chuck will put out tons and tons of games and tons of sports, but he is always on those leaderboards. I got to tell you, his percentage is great. His ROI is phenomenal. He's one of the best in this. And I got to tell you something. It amazes me how much he's got going on, because he's got kids running around, dogs running around, things running around, babies in the background
running around.
And yet he doesn't use notes. It kills me. I got notes for everything, man. I got notes to remind me that I used to be 5'10" when I had hair.
Do you have a note to remind you that you have notes?
I have a note to remind me to check my notes. Dr. Chuck is a winner, guys. He's doing great work at Sports Medal. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what he's got going on the premium side. He's got another free winner for you today. Doc, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you, guys. I love appearing on the show, and you always accommodating my not able to have a regular spot schedule. So I'm grateful to squeeze in here when I have the chance. We didn't necessarily have the Commanders, but we did have a 5-unit play, and it cashed rather easily. It was, I know that this is like new wave stuff, but my 5-unit play, which I said should probably have been a 10-unit play, was on Brian Robinson's rush yards, which he hit just as the second quarter started. So it was just about as easy as we had hoped it would be. Yeah, tennis is winding down on the season. But we've really started off the season well with hockey and college basketball. I haven't been able to keep quite up with Jeff, but I am trying. I have won 6 in a row, but I did have a few losses to start the season. And hockey, you got it. I mean, Dionne said it. I know Buster is up there. I know Vince Aletti is up there. Dionne is up there. I won my only hockey play last night and went down in the standings. So it might be a good time to check out some sports memo cappers with their hockey packages. You know, Buster is killing it. Dionne is killing it. And like I said, I was 3rd in the standings, won my game last night, dropped to 4th. So we are winning in hockey, and it's not just, it's a large slate of winners. But I am looking at the ATP finals, which are in Turin. It's the top 8 players in the rankings, or necessarily the top 8 players in the rankings per se. Djokovic gets in there because he won a major, even though he didn't get to play. And they're in the round robin stages. And Casper Ruud, who, maybe people haven't heard of, is taking on Taylor Fritz, who maybe people haven't heard of. Casper Ruud is from Norway. Taylor Fritz is an American. They both won their first matches yesterday in as dogs, and they won them easily. Neither of them faced a break point chance at all. Fritz took down Nadal. Casper Ruud took down Felix Auger-Aliassime, who's actually the hottest player in all of tennis. Casper Ruud hadn't had much going for him positive since the U.S. Open. He made it to the U.S. Open final. He made it to the French Open final, lost to Nadal in French Open, and lost to Alcaraz in the U.S. Open final. And since that, at the end of August, beginning of September, he's been really, really poor. But boy, did he show up in Turin, and he meant business. Felix has defeated everyone that has come towards him in the last 2 months, and Casper Ruud put him down. Rafael Nadal is just not the same player that people think that he is. He shouldn't have been a favorite against Taylor Fritz. And the fact that Taylor Fritz walloped him is really not that big of news. And yet the books have to kind of act accordingly to that and made Taylor Fritz the favorite today. Unfortunately, he's the wrong man favored. Casper Ruud might even beat him in straights. When it's going to come down to this really fast court, Casper Ruud has an unbelievable forehand, but he has a more capable backhand than Fritz does. He's going to try to keep him going side to side. And maybe he can't beat him in straights, but it doesn't really matter because you're getting plus money on a guy that is going to win this match by my numbers, 80% of the time in this spot right here today. And this is just not a thing where Taylor Fritz should be favored just because he beat Rafael Nadal. People still probably aren't aware of what Felix has been doing, and tennis is a lot to do with form. And this is going to be a situation where I think as the match nears, because it's at 3:00 today, it's going to move. I know Heritage started with Ruud at plus 120, and there's already plus 105s out there. I think Casper Ruud might go off as the favorite. And so, find the best number you can, or, mess with things around there. You're going to get a spread of probably plus 1.5 games. If you like to play spread, you can always play him to win one set, which is going to be something you'd want to parlay. But I think Casper Ruud, takes care of business today. This isn't as much of a low hanging fruit as what we often take on the show. So we're putting a little more risk out there to go 13-1 today. But I still think that this is pretty simple, straightforward play on the better player, and he actually is a dog.
Great stuff. My good buddy, Dr. Chuck, he's making a house call today. He's working that operating room, guys. He is surgery. I got to tell you that. He's dissecting. Let me put it that way. Dissecting the bookmakers. My good buddy, Dr. Chuck's and Casper Ruud. Guys, 12-1 on the First Family Show. Get on this play. But more importantly, after the show, go over to Sports Medal. Take advantage of this wonderful discount. 7 days, all access. How many sports are you doing right now, Dr. Chuck?
I think, both levels of basketball, both levels of football, hockey, and tennis.
There you go, guys. That's amazing. So he's got 6 different sports going on right now. Guys, oh, my goodness. You want some diversity? But bottom line, you want winners. You follow Dr. Chuck. He is a winner. 7 days, you'll come back for a longer stay. I promise you that. Our good buddy, Adam Trigger, we got to hang out with him the other day. He's always a lot of fun. He's always just a great guy to hang out with. But he's become a regular here on the Tuesday First Family Show for a reason, because he does great work. When we first talked about bringing over some of the cappers from WagerTalk, by the way, guys, 2 different websites, 1 company, and we really do get along. This is one big family. We have a lot of fun. As a matter of fact, just real quick, Adam hit me up, Buster hit me up, Carmine hit me up, and Dan Kaiser hit me up, because they're all coming in town. And absolutely, we're going to come hang out with you, because these are great guys. As far as Adam goes, guys, he does great work. He's one of the sharpest minds in sports betting. He's doing great on this show. His free plays are doing very, very well. Mm-hmm. But I know he's got a couple of things he wants to tell you about what he's been doing, what he's going to be doing. And he's got another free play winner for the First Family. Viewers, guys, listen, once again, we want to make sure you understand that over at Sports Medal, we have 10% plays. They do not have 10% plays at WagerTalk. Their highest rate plays are 5% plays. I know Adam's got some special things he wants to tell you about. Adam, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so I brought as you can see, I'm out in Las Vegas. Stadium swim behind me. We had a great time at the Raiders game on Sunday. So first off, I have a $9 college football 4% play that we're allowed to leave up all week for $9. So it was part of $9 Monday. It goes on Saturday, and that's currently up on my page for $9. I am number 1 at WagerTalk this year. Football units gained. So had a 6-1 football weekend last weekend, put me in the top spot, and I hope to keep it going this weekend. And in the interest of full disclosure, guys, I did not have a great start to the college basketball season last week. Not good. But last night, St. Francis, PA, I'm sitting at, I was with Jeff's dad, Ralph Michaels, Marco, a couple other people, Sig, a couple other people, and we're sitting there watching the Commanders game, and it looked like I was headed for another loss with St. Francis of Pennsylvania, but I've got my phone out. We all grinded it together, and they made a big 3, got within the number, so +4 cashed. Big win for me, and now I hope to do it again tonight. And guys, so not only did I just bring a free play, I'm giving out one of my client plays for free. So this is a 4% play, client play for me. I decided to post it for free and break it down on the First Family Show for free. And that's going to be Loyola Marymount tonight, +5. Listen, we'll start with this. And I just want to kick it back to you guys for a minute, because when I was breaking down, I was looking at this team. I can't believe it was only last year that teams were missing extended time for COVID. Doesn't that seem like just a really long time ago? Does that seem crazy?
It does.
It seems like forever right at this point. It really does.
So anyway, Marymount last year was one of the teams that had quite a bit of COVID issues. They missed a stretch of games in late December, early January. they also had a ton of injuries and they never got healthy. So they got hit with injuries early in the season. They never really got fully healthy. They took a step back from where they were in 2020, 2021. And their best player and one of the best scorers in the history of the school, Eli Scott, graduated. So he's no longer with the team this year. With that being said, I think the team is better as a whole because everyone's back, everyone's healthy. Marymount was also incredibly unlucky last year. Teams just hit shots against them. And I think it's probably a combination of they weren't playing great defense because so many guys were injured and hurt. And also, they just seem to catch teams on their best shooting day, which I think will play out. You know, there should be some regression to the mean there for this season. You look at their last 2 games, they were blowing Cal Riverside out at halftime and kind of went to sleep at the end of that game and managed to lose a game that I felt like they had dead to rights. They probably should have won. They came back over the weekend and blew out UC Davis in a performance that really was how they played against Riverside, except they didn't go to sleep the last 10 minutes. So I'm impressed with what I've seen from this team so far this season. They bring in an Ohio State transfer, Aherns. He hasn't really scored a ton yet, but he seems like he's fitting in with the team. I expect him to shoot better going forward. So this is a team I've kind of looked at as like I don't think they're going to factor in to the WCC conference race this year. There's some the Gonzagas, St. Mary's, BYU's. There's some good teams at the top half of that conference, but I think they could be a nice team in the middle of that conference that gets lost in the shuffle. And I kind of think they're getting lost in the shuffle in the early going. They play a Cal Irvine team who just beat Oregon, right? So Cal Irvine over the weekend or on Friday night went into Oregon and won as a 14-point underdog. And they did it with defense, and that's the thing with Irvine. Tremendous defensive team this year. And they completely, I don't think Oregon was ready to get D'd up as hard as they did by Irvine, and they lost the game. With that being said, Cal Irvine, they're a little bit thinner in the front court. They don't have the big guys that they've had in years past. They took a step back in the Big West last year. This is a team that's usually right at the top of the Big West. And I kind of think they take a step back. I don't see them winning the Big West this year. I think they're a good team, but Russ Turner, his entire time there, he's never really kind of played through his guards. It's usually all big guys, defense, and then big guys in the post. And so the defense worked against Oregon to pull the shock upset, but I don't know if I like how this team profiles as a favorite. And you're definitely going to have an increased, inflated number on a team that just pulled an upset over a team like Oregon as a 14-point underdog. So here, I gave out Loyola Marymount +5 to my clients earlier. I think you could still get 4.5. And I wouldn't be surprised if Irvine comes out and loses tonight after pulling the shock win over Oregon. I don't like how they profile as a favorite. I think they're going to struggle scoring because they don't have the interior players they've had in years past. And I like this Loyola Marymount team. Even without Eli Scott, they're probably better offensively than they were last year because they're healthy. And there's more good players on the floor than there was last year when everyone was hurt or sick with COVID or missing time. So Loyola Marymount +5, 4%. Best bet for me today. I like the Lions. I would not be surprised if they win this game outright.
Great stuff from Adam Trigger, one of the sharpest minds in sports betting today. Did I tell you? Great stuff. He works without a net, too, man. He doesn't, He says Loyola Marymount tonight +5. By the way, Adam, once again, can you tell everybody you put up a play for $9 Monday. It's going to be up there the whole week. Is that correct?
Yep, that's right. College football, one of my 4% plays for the weekend. I've already locked it in. It's up for $9. I'm currently number 1 at WagerTalk in units gained in football this season. Hopefully we stay there. 4-0 sweep in college football last week, so we'll be looking to do it again. And that one you can get for $9 all week. We're not going to change the price, so it'll be up $9 right until kickoff on Saturday.
Nice.
Great stuff from Adam Trigger, guys. Right after the show, go over to WagerTalk. Go follow Adam Trigger. A $9 play, but then again, he's got a lot. He's going to have other things up between now and the next few days. You go over to WagerTalk. Go follow Adam. He is a winner. I got to tell you now. Look at that background. I can't wait for him to go back down by the pool with the pina colada drink. I love Adam Trigger. I know you guys do too. Go follow him. You'll follow him to the bank. The guys, I got to close
It's
the
that
show.
time.
It's about that time. It's just the volume now. You go from Dionne and Jeff and Dr. Chuck and Adam to Joe D. Yeah, I know I can give aspirin a headache. I'm sure you like that one, Doc. I know I give aspirin a headache, but I'm passionate about what I do. So get ready. Lower the volumes, guys. My NFL isn't just heating up. It's absolutely on fire. Scorching bookmakers riding a 14-6 overall run, coming off a huge Monday night win for everyone to start off the week with the Washington Commanders. Guys, I still want to say the Redskins. I'm sorry. As a 12-time, that's right, 12-time NBA handicapping champion. 12-time NBA handicapping champion. This is the time of year you must follow a proven and documented order. And guess what? I am just that, guys. So I'm excited to announce my $2 Tuesday release this week is my 23-6 NFL high roller play. Little background on the high rollers real quick. These are normally reserved for my personal clients that can move a minimum of 10 times a game. That's how they got their name, the high roller play. But I want everybody, no matter how much you bet on a game, to win big, 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 big today and this week. So go over to Sports Memo after the show. It's just $2, 23-6, 79.3% lifetime, guys. But even more importantly, take advantage of me, Kevin,
And Dan
and
Kaiser.
Dan, my buddy Dan. 3 for $5. I said it before, I said it again. You can't get a lap dance at a Boulder Highway Strip Club, and you got to see the girls in that place, guys. No teeth. Anyway, guys, as far as tonight, my Mac games are rolling. Seems like every Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm giving you guys a premium winner on the Mac side. And I know that Tuesdays and Wednesdays are midweek, not explosive cards, so I keep them really, really affordable, guys. I got everybody paid last week, and my Mac game of the week tonight. I got another one. So go over to Sports Memo. I think I posted for $7 because I wanted to make sure you guys. I gotta compete with the $2 Tuesday stuff. Plus, guys, my NBA. I'm either number 1 or number 2 in every category at Sports Memo since day one of the NBA campaign. Guys, I'm very selective. I don't think I put up any premium plays. I did win with the Phoenix Suns here on the show yesterday, but I haven't put up any premium plays since I think Friday. Very selective. That's why I am still maintaining that number 1, number 2 spot. I have my 2-0 Las Vegas strip move in the NBA. That's $7. You get them both for $14. Once again, you might be able to get a lap dance in Boulder Highway for that. But anyway, my free plays went 3-1 the first family show last week. I won both my Saturday college football free play, my Sunday NFL free play. We started yesterday's first family show. I gave everybody the Suns today. We continue to beat the books with free winners as I go to the MAC play tonight. Bowling Green Falcons travel to the Glass Bowl. I had to double check that now. Guys will take on the Toledo Bobcats. Guys, I'm going to go really short and sweet on this, my friends. Toledo already locked in a ticket to the MAC championship game in Detroit on December 3rd with the win last week against BSU Ball State. They currently own a 2-game lead in the West and have straight-up wins over Ball State as well as both Eastern and Central Michigan. If they didn't have a title game locked up and weren't finishing the season against the division cellar-dwelling 2-4 Broncos, I might side with them here. However, they don't need to blow out the Falcons. As a matter of fact, they don't even need to win at this point. I don't see them losing this game, guys, but I also don't see them covering a 2.5 touchdown point spread either. On the other hand, Bowling Green, they're sitting at 5-5, 1 win away from what? Can I get a what? Bowl eligibility. I do feel they will come out and give everything they have right now because next week they have to face another good team, the East best team in Ohio, okay? Yes, I don't think it's going to be very difficult for the Rockets to move the chains here, but I also don't think they're going to jeopardize any of their star players for too long in this matchup either. They're going to play a very conservative game, hopefully get a lead, and just sit in the ball until when the time runs out. Guys, don't underestimate the Falcons either. I know they just got blown up last week from 40-6 to the Golden Flashes. But this is a team prior to that won 3 in a row straight up, winning 2 of those 3 games outright as about a touchdown dog in each of those. I know this team isn't very impressive, but they do have a little bit of fight and a little bit of grit that they've shown once again this season at times and in games. They're playing for bowl eligibility. I really think 2.5 TDs is a lot, especially because the road team, 6-2-1 ATS the last 9 meetings, by the way. They're also 5-1-1 ATS the last 7 games played against teams with a winning record. So they're getting overvalued. They're getting undervalued. I apologize. Take the points with the Falcons here. I think it's a lot. Let's bring everybody back on. Let me go around the horn real quick before we run down all of today's free plays. We're going to run them down real quick. I want to get some closing thoughts and comments from everybody. Let's go clockwise. Adam Trigger, what do you got for everybody?
Yeah, so the only thing I have up for sale today right now, sorry, got to pull the mic closer. The only thing I have up for sale today right now is that $9 football play. I will likely add another college basketball play, but as of right now, the only paid client play I just gave to you. It's my best bet for the show. It's Loyola Marymount +5. I think I didn't even know about the Memo 7 thing, so obviously take advantage of that. 7-day all access for $69. I'm going to probably have at least one 5% football play up within the next day or two for this weekend. So that's great value right there. Get you everything for 7 days. But yeah, Loyola Marymount +5 is my best bet. Goes in college basketball tonight. One of my college football plays for the weekend up currently for $9. And take advantage of that 7-day special at my page at WagerTalk, which is wt.buzz/AT.
Great stuff, Adam Trigger. Let's go to Dr. Chuck. Doc, any closing thoughts or comments for our viewers?
Not necessarily. Yeah, all access is what I always harp on regularly on this show, specifically because I like to use this platform to give out tennis plays, and every tennis play I give out is a play that has already been released to clients. So they hopefully got Casper Ruud this morning, and yeah, we will definitely have our NBA prop package up as we do every single day. And there will be college basketball as well. This is the best time. Adam said it in a lot of his analysis there. This is the best time to find mistake lines. There are a lot of mistake lines, situational spots. And, like he said, take into account the fact that everyone's going to play all the time and there's not going to be these outbreaks this season. And so we have to look at it a little bit differently. But a lot of low-hanging apples, especially when everyone's looking at Duke and Kentucky and Kansas and Michigan State tonight. So there's other plays to look at that are easier to cash.
Great stuff. Dr. Chuck and I talk about this a lot. Don't overlook some of these smaller conferences, whether it be college football, college basketball. Just don't do it. Tell you why, there's gold in them darn hills. And if you do your due diligence, you can pick that gold up and put it in your pocket. Jeff Michaels, closing thoughts or comments for our viewers?
Yeah, the only thing I'll add to that is we've said it a couple of times through the beginning of this college basketball season. Sometimes it gets hard to give it some time and you start to get comfortable with what these teams are doing. But the same things apply to the books. So they're getting comfortable learning these teams too, just as we are. So there definitely are opportunities. And hey, 5 sports or 6 sports in some cases that you got going out there, plenty of opportunities to jump on those all access packages and take advantage of the multiple cappers that are winning over on the sites.
Gotta love Jeff Michaels. All right, guys, we're going to run down them free plays. Dionne's going to take us out here in time for you to get down on all these free winners, but most importantly, after the show. I know you got to get down on these free winners, but go over to SportsMemo, go over to WagerTalk. Take advantage of the best customer appreciation discounts on the planet. Follow the best cappers on the planet. Adam, Dr. Chuck, Jeff, Dionne, myself. And if not one of us, some of the other great cappers at SportsMemo and WagerTalk. I got to tell you, you'll find somebody tailor-made just for you, maybe even more than one. All right, let's run down the plays. Dionne, take us out of here. Dionne, what'd you have for everybody?
I am going with the Ohio Bobcats -4 today.
All right, Jeff.
Give me those Dayton Flyers over UNLV tonight.
Dr. Chuck.
We're going tennis, Casper Ruud, but take Eastern Michigan in college basketball as well.
I love him. It's a bonus play from the doctor.
They're getting 7 points. It's erroneous.
You got to love them. It's erroneous. I love it. I love it. I love it. Adam, what'd you have for everybody today?
Yeah, Loyola Marymount +5, 4% play for me. And as far as Dr. Chuck's concerned, I don't think you're getting 7 there anymore. But it's definitely side some sharp people agree with. I'll leave it at that.
I love it. You gotta love these guys. And you're sexy and savory. I always said Bowling Green Falcons +16. A lot of points to give a team who needs bowl eligibility against a team who already has a title game locked in. All right, guys. Dionne's going to take us out of here, and then we're going to get out of here so you can have time to get those big free winners in Dionne.
Yeah, so make sure that you follow all of the Cappers on the First Family Show on Twitter, along with myself and Joey, and tune into all of Sports Memo TV shows for a ton of free winners and some great betting insights. And on behalf of Sports Memo, Wager Talk, Adam, Dr. Chuck, Jeff, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, please, good luck and have a winning day.